highlighted that they will, quote, work around the clock in teamwork with the United Front. On Sunday, Israeli aircraft struck about 250 targets, which they said killed Hamas's southern district commander. Meanwhile, their military said it is now targeting Hamas and its infrastructure for their ground offensive.
שנמצאים עכשיו בקו החזית, הם יודעים שהעם כולו עומד מאחוריהם. הם מבינים את גודל המשימה. הם נכונים לפעול בכל רגע כדי למגר את מפלצות הדמים שקמו עלינו לכלותנו. החמאס חשב שאנחנו נתפרק, אנחנו נפרק את החמאס.
Meanwhile, hospitals in Gaza are overwhelmed with injured people amid the Israel-Hamas conflict. A frantic scene was seen at a hospital in Deir al-Bala as injured people were rushed in for emergency medical treatment. Some were even brought in lying on stretchers, while some adults carry their bloodied infants in their arms. The Palestinian Ministry of Health said at least 400 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes and over 1,500 others injured in one day. Official statistics also showed that 28 Palestinian medical workers have died in the conflict. Pope Francis calls for humanitarian corridors to help those under siege in Gaza. The Pope also renewed his appeal for the release of hostages held by militant Islamist group Hamas. The Pope's call comes as Israel readies its troops for ground assault in retaliation for unprecedented attacks when fighters rampage through its towns. Francis called for prayers to counter, quote, the diabolical force of hate, terrorism, and war.
Si rispetta il diritto umanitario, soprattutto a Gaza, dove è urgente e necessario garantire corridoi umanitari e soccorrere tutta la popolazione. Fratelli e sorelle, già sono morti moltissimi. Per favore, non si versi altro sangue innocente, né in Terra Santa, né in Ucraina o in qualsiasi altro luogo. Basta. Le guerre sono sempre una sconfitta, sempre.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here with One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. Ecuadoreans rush to polling stations early to elect their new president. More than 13 million Ecuadorians are eligible to cast their votes for a replacement for conservative President Guillermo Lasso. Lasso called for early elections to halt an impeachment process against him. The polling points to a tight contest as voters choose between a candidate running on promises to improve the outlook for young people and another pledging a return to leftist socialist programs. The campaign has been marked by violence, including the murder of an anti-corruption candidate. A magnitude 6.5 earthquake struck western Afghanistan on Sunday. Officials said the tremor killed at least one person and injured 35 others. Multiple earthquakes have struck the western province in recent days. Villages were destroyed in the war-battered country with around 1,000 dead already. Survivors are in distress with intolerable trauma and heartbreak. Onlookers in Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico witnessed a rare phenomenon known as annular solar eclipse. Brazilians gazed at the sky to watch the moon passing in front of the sun, momentarily producing the appearance of a ring of fire. Meanwhile, Colombians gathered in a desert to enjoy the show provided by nature. Mexican spectators used viewing devices and tinted glasses to safely catch a glimpse of an annular solar eclipse. An annular solar eclipse occurs when the moon's shadow covers the sun, leaving its outer edge visible and causing the sun to look like a ring. And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.